All right. Hello, ladies. Thanks for hopping on live and thanks for checking out the recording for those of you that couldn't make it live. We wanted to kind of get on here and share from our hearts our experience that we have had with this health and wellness coaching opportunity. And we figured we would start with just kind of sharing our stories, a little bit about ourselves, and kind of how we've gotten to where we are today. So I'm going to kick it off. My name is Michelle. And I actually am celebrating, which is crazy, 9 years as a coach today. It's actually like my official coach anniversary 9 years ago. I took the leap of faith and I decided to sign up as a coach. And the reason being was so I have a 12-year-old son and I have a 9.5-year-old daughter. And at the time, I was struggling through my postpartum journey. With my son, I felt really great. I had a really fantastic postpartum journey. I felt like I was able to feel like myself pretty quickly. If you're a mom, you know that, you just go through so much with your pregnancies and once you have your baby and postpartum. And I felt like myself pretty quickly afterwards. But if you have more than one child, you might also know that your pregnancies can be completely different and your postpartum journeys can be completely different. And that was my case with my daughters. Once she was born and once I was, trying to get back on that health and wellness journey, I struggled big time. I struggled to lose the baby weight, which was such a huge focus for me. And now, 9 years later, really truly is not, because I also struggled with just self-love and self-confidence and looking in the mirror. And I really could not, I was a full-time teacher and I had two little ones at home and I was just really struggling to even just take care of myself. I used to love to run and go to group fitness classes and I couldn't do that. I couldn't get there all the time. I couldn't consistently take care of myself that way. So something really needed to change. My coach had reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try an at-home program. And I was extremely skeptical about it because I said that I enjoyed running and group fitness and being in the gym. But like I said, I was pretty desperate to feel better from the inside out. And I was willing to just try it because I felt like I had nothing to lose. So I tried a program called Insanity, which many of you may have heard. And it was insane, exactly what it's called. But I used to work out in my classroom after school. I would have teachers working out with me. I would work out, at home. But a huge part of it was that I had nutrition support, which I really did not have. And I had an online wellness community of people that I could connect with at any time. When I would go to the gym, I would see friends at the gym and work out with them, but then I would leave and I wouldn't really get to connect with them outside of the gym. I had a place that I was connected to anytime I needed it. These were women with busy schedules like me that were trying to fit in, taking time for themselves. And this was a way for us to cheer each other on, encourage one another, share our struggles, share our successes. And that was honestly the biggest part of my journey at that time that I really needed in my life. I needed other like-minded women who could support me through a health journey like this. So I was feeling great. My coach approached me and was like, you are doing a tremendous job on your own journey. You are participating in our group. You are, doing the things that I do as a coach. Have you ever thought about it? So at that point in time, I didn't, but I had loved health and wellness. I grew up dancing and cheering and playing sports and being active. And I had always wanted to be a fitness instructor because I love taking group fitness classes. And I felt like when she asked me that question, it was kind of like, oh, maybe this is my way to kind of step into that realm of being able to help other women through nutrition and fitness and supporting them that way. So on January 12th, 9 years ago, I signed up as a coach. And initially, it was honestly to help another woman. If I could just help one other woman feel the way that I was finally starting to feel, that would be amazing. I was able to get discounts on products. My husband and I were both drinking Shakeology. A discount on that was very, very appealing to us. So that was kind of my mindset going into it. But as I continued to, you know, go into this business and realize that the impact I was making was, what kind of ripple effect it was making, and to see other women join me, the more and more that I got excited and wanted to help more and more women. So eventually I went to a year and a half in my business. I went into our yearly conference that we have in the summer. It was in Las Vegas that year. And my eyes were opened to a huge opportunity that this business had. And, we'll kind of get into that more when we talk about what we do and the earnings and things, but I just saw the bigger picture. And I realized that if I treated this like a business, it would reward me and so many others in a ton of ways. So it wasn't really until a year and a half in that I really took this business seriously. And, after close to 3 years, I, kind of came to this point in time where my son was going to be going to kindergarten. I was going to have to figure out, who was going to get him on the bus, who was going to get him off the bus. It was half day kindergarten, kind of figuring out all those things. Cause, yes, we want to be there for when our kids are babies, but also as they get older, they get like a whole lot of things going on in their lives that they need you for. And I realized that, I was teaching full time, and, I had to really look at like what was serving me and what was serving my family. And that was something that I really wanted to work towards. I wanted to be able to, still have an income and be able to support my family, but be able to be more present and, not be so stuck on such a regimented schedule that teachers are stuck on, and be more present for them. So after almost 3 years, I was able to do this full time. And I will say, and I'll talk about it again, that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. It all has to do with your, with your skills and efforts. But I was able to leave and do this full time. So since then, I've been a full-time coach, and I really have never looked back. It has been such a tremendous opportunity in my life and for my family's life. So with that, I could go into a lot more detail, but I am going to pass it over to Rachel so she can kind of share a little bit more about herself and her story.
Hi, friends. I love how different our stories are. So I let me think. I've been a coach for a little bit over 5 years now. When I started, so I have no background of loving health and fitness. Everything that I tried in high school and college, every way that I tried to get healthy, it was the unhealthy way. I wanted the shortcut. I wanted the quick fix. I wanted to take the pill. I wanted, like I said, I struggled with eating disorders. It was just, I had a very unhealthy relationship with food and with my own body. But I never struggled to lose weight. I was always naturally pretty skinny and thin. And then I got pregnant, and I had actually done Beachbody programs in the past. I had done Insanity. I had tried 21 Day Fix. My coach was somebody that I worked with a long time ago, but I never plugged into the community, and I never had the nutrition aspect of it. I just thought that I could show up and work out and that things should just happen. And then I got pregnant with my son, and I, ended up having Alex. And I remember thinking, I should be happier. Like, why I was struggling with postpartum depression, anxiety. I didn't even recognize my body. And I was on the floor playing with him, and he was only 4 weeks old. And I remember thinking, like, I don't want to be this mom. I don't want to lead this example. I had already had like unhealthy thoughts coming to my mind, like, going back into that eating disorder like routine. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And my coach had reached out to me previously after I had Alex. And, I wasn't ready at that time, but I remember reaching back to her and just being like, April, like, I need this community. Like, I need the accountability aspect of it. And I actually signed up as a coach and a client at the same time. The reason being is, I worked full-time rotating shifts at our local hospital. I went to school for radiology. I got my dream job. I was working x-ray in the ER. And then I actually got moved up into CT. So I was doing CAT scans. which I loved. I truly believe that God put me on this earth to serve other people, and it is my calling. I love helping. I love serving. But once I had Alex, I realized that those rotating shifts and that demanding schedule was not going to change. I was working midnights, I was working day shifts, I was on call. I was actually scheduled to work Alex's first Christmas. And I also just kept thinking to myself, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to miss out on all the moments that I'm going to miss out on. So I told April, I was like, I want you to give it to me straight. What's going on with this business? I had seen her be able to pay for her wedding in cash and retire her husband and do all these things. But I was very skeptical, like I said, I grew up thinking that, college, going, working in the healthcare, like that was safe. I carried our family's insurance. I remember just thinking like, there's no way I will ever get out of this. And honestly, as much as I started growing my business, I started growing myself. Like I was the person who needed to grow. I needed to learn to love myself. I joined a healthy community of women who were there, and they weren't judging me. They were supporting me. They were lifting me up. They were holding me accountable for the first time in my life. And adding that coaching aspect to it, I had never finished a workout program. I had never finished a nutrition plan. But because somebody else was depending on me to show up now, I started showing up. I started showing up for my son. I started showing up for my family, and I started showing up for the women who were trusting me on their journey. And I'll go over a little bit of all of my skepticism. My coach likes to joke with me and say I was the queen of hesitations, because I really was. And I continued to grow my business for about a year and a half while I still worked at the hospital. And through that, I just had little moments that are, stuck in my head that I remember kept fueling my fire. One thing about this business is it's fair. It works if you work, right? So I will never forget, I was working on a Saturday morning and I'm sitting at the CT table and there was nobody there getting scanned yet. But I heard my phone go off in the locker room and I ran in and I got a video from my husband, and it was of my son taking his first steps, and I had missed them. And I missed the first words that he said. And I remember I was just sitting in that chair, and it was like just like that pivotal moment for me in my business. And I was like, I will not do this. It's not everybody's dream, but it was my dream to be that present parent. And a year and a half into my business, I was able to quit my full-time job and come home to be a coach full-time. And I have been able to, raise both of my babies now. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and presence. It's everything to me. Just having that time flexibility and being able to be present, to be there for my parents if they need me, my kids, that has been the biggest blessing for me. And I love being able to pay that forward to other people.
I love that, Rachel. I feel like that time freedom is such a huge perk. I love it so much. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of tell you a little bit about what we do as a coach. And there's 4 main things. I'm going to talk about the first 2. And the first 2 have everything to do with you, which I think is huge. I was an elementary school teacher and I worked crazy hours. I know, from the outside looking in, some people think that teachers have it made and they have, all this extra time off and everything. But really, we work crazy hours, not just when we're at school and in the classroom. We're there early, we're staying late, we're bringing work home, we're doing all this stuff. So I felt like that job, really did not promote, me taking care of my health and my wellness. But I had to find ways to be intentional to create that, those healthy habits. So the first 2 things that we do, number 1, we take care of our bodies physically with the workout programs, with the nutrition programs, what I can tell you is that 9 years ago, there was like hardly anything compared to what there is now. We have an entire, kind of refer to it as the Netflix of fitness, because it's literally, a streaming network where you have all of these workout programs at your fingertips. On top of that, it's not just fitness programs, but there's meditations, things like that. There is now a new interactive streaming service where you can actually, do live classes, which is wonderful. We now have a cycling bike. You can take live cycling classes. There's constantly new programs every few months. We just had our quarterly event and we kind of got a map of the first half of the year. And we just had a brand new launch that is happening right now. There is a new nutrition launch with a new nutrition program for pregnant women. Then there is a new program coming out in March with a nutrition program with it. Specific towards gut health. Then in May, another brand new program. And then that is going to be more of like a alternating between like HIIT cardio strength and that like yoga flow rest recovery with two powerhouse trainers that they're like, it's been a while since they've had a program with two trainers. And then a new program in July. I mean, the lineup is incredible. So you're taking care of your bodies physically that way and with your nutrition. Nutrition is such a huge part of our journeys. There are 2 complete nutrition programs in addition to the ones that I had mentioned, but those are the most common. One is more portion, making sure that you are having balanced portions, and then also a more mindset-based nutrition program. So there's 2 complete nutrition programs to choose from, so many different nutrition supplements to choose from. And those are all created by dietitians, nutritionists, all the behind the scenes people that we don't do, which is so nice. So that is part of what we do as a coach, loving ourselves, taking care of our bodies physically. But then there's the mental aspect, which personally I think is probably my biggest transformation. I've definitely had physical transformations, but for me, mentally and spiritually, the growth that I've had through personal development and my faith has been number one. That has been something that has been encouraged from day one as a coach. Day one as a coach 9 years ago, I was like, that Michelle did not need any of that in her life. And I quickly realized as I, kind of like dipped my toes into some personal development, that I really needed this in my life. And it has definitely been the biggest transformation. So being a product of the product, taking care of your body physically and doing that personal development, those are the first 2 things that will never change in your business and is always number 1. Number 3 is you are connecting, building relationships, and inviting people to join you. So naturally, you are, sharing your journey, and this can be done in different ways. When I was a teacher and I was first starting, I would, share with other people that I was at work with. My teacher friends saw what I was doing. They were asking me questions. They were working out with me in my classroom. I was sharing that way. I also dipped my toes in sharing more on social media, which, excuse me, is such a tremendous way to, you can look at social media as something that is negative or positive. And if you are using social media with our business in a positive way, you are being a light for others and you're sharing your journey to encourage others to join you. So you are building those relationships, connecting with people and inviting them to join you. And then the last thing we're doing is we're helping people getting results and recognizing them for those results. So we are helping them get results with their health and wellness journeys. We are helping them get results with their businesses, with their coaching businesses, and helping mentor them with that too. So it's very simple what we do. And we really have a guideline and outline, a business tracker that helps you step by step. And we as leaders can help teach you exactly what to do on a daily basis, what's important, what's not so important, how to take those steps into the business, whether you want to run with the business, whether you want to jog with the business or walk with the business. We can help you with however you want to build this business. That's really the beauty of, being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, is you deciding what you want to do with it. So, but I know that probably almost all of you have objections and misconceptions in your mind. So Rachel's going to talk a little bit about that.
Okay, one key thing you said was a checklist. I think that was like the game changer for me when I found out that there was a checklist created for me that I could show up. I am a checklist person. My husband all the time tries to get me on these like Google Calendar and all these things. I'm like, just write it on paper. I need it like physically on paper. I'm such a paper person. So I love that we have a list every single day. for all the tasks that we need to do. We complete our list, we're done for the day. It's just so nice. At least that gives me satisfaction. So, okay, objections and questions, hesitations, they're natural, right? I feel like a lot of us grew up with the traditional 9 to 5, going to college, getting a job. Like that is what was acceptable for us. So I was the queen of hesitations, like I said. I made good money at the hospital. I carried our family's insurance, and I wanted to make sure that the business I was getting into was legitimate. So I'm going to cover some common questions. And if you guys have more than this, you can absolutely reach out to us. I just try to get the most common ones, or what I think that people are normally, concerned about. Number one is MLM, right? We hear a lot of things like, oh, is it network marketing? Is that a pyramid scheme? Actually, when I started, I didn't even know what a pyramid scheme is. I remember somebody asking me that when I started coaching. So I actually had to like go to Dr. Google and say, okay, wait a minute, what is a pyramid scheme? And yes, this is, I mean, it's not a pyramid scheme, but yes, this is multi-level marketing. It is network marketing. And I think that this is one of the most brilliant business models that there is. This has given me, and I could get emotional, this has given me the freedom as a mom to build a successful business while I was working full time and raising my babies, to be able to bring me home and be a present mom. I don't know any other career that can offer you that. Also, when I worked at the hospital, it was no matter how hard I worked, no matter how much heart or effort or overtime that I put in, I would never make more than my allotted $1 raise. This business is fair. You make what you put into it. So no, it's not a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is actually illegal, and Beachbody has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. But if you take away like all that fixed mindset that you have on what a traditional job is, and you see that this has no glass ceiling and all the opportunities that it can offer for your family, it can really be and truly be something beautiful. And fortunately, we have proven systems that work, and we've been able to model that from, people who have gone before us. And then we get to model that for you and give you those tools and resources so that you can see success in your business. Number two is I don't have a transformation. I'm not in my ideal shape. Well, just like I told you, I honestly feel like you're more relatable when you're not at your ideal shape. Nobody can relate to somebody who already has a 6-pack abs, or maybe you can, but to me, like I started 30 pounds heavier. I had just had my first baby. I gained almost 50 pounds with that pregnancy, and I was lost, but I got to bring people along that journey with me. They got to watch me transform, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. They got to see, and I remember getting messages from people on Facebook that were like, Rachel, I just see the joy. I see the joy in your face. They got to transform with me. I got to kind of bridge that gap for them, and people linked arms with me along the way. So you don't need to be in your ideal shape. You are going to inspire your people exactly where you are. The same with any kind of a fitness background. I knew nothing about health and fitness, right? We don't need to. Just like Michelle said earlier, it's so incredible that we have registered dietitians and nutritionists and, personal trainers who've already created the total solutions for us. Our job is to just get those in the hands of people who need what we have to offer, and then support them and love on them through their journey where they're at. Okay. So don't put those limitations on yourself. I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like if you're here, God put you here for a reason, and you can impact somebody's life right where you are today. Number 4, I don't have a large social media following. Well, again, that's something that's in our trainings. We will teach you how to grow and find your people. We don't want you to think of social media as someplace negative. I go on social media and I am surrounded by positive, uplifting women. And that's the people that we want to connect you with, so that you can feel that fire when you log on too. So we'll teach you how to grow your social media. When I started, I had never taken a selfie before. My Facebook was locked down completely. And I think on Instagram, I may have had like 10 friends. So it grows organically as you grow. So don't worry about that also. I don't want to be a salesperson. This is probably like one of the big last ones that I hear people say, and I totally understand that. The coolest thing is I don't feel like I've ever sold anything in the 5.5 years that I've been here. I have given people a solution of something that has changed my life. It's the same way if I would say, you should really go see this movie or try this restaurant that I tried. I really love it. My family had a great experience. It's the same exact thing. I'm not trying to sell somebody something. I'm leading by example. I'm allowing these programs, this community, these solutions to transform me. And I'm spreading that and I'm sharing that with other people. So don't ever think that you have to be salesy. We're not going out there posting prices of things or being like icky. Like, no, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to connect with people genuinely on a one-on-one level, and we're going to ask how we can help serve them. I think that's it. I think that's all the objections that I have. And like I said, if you guys have anything else that comes up, you're more than welcome to reach out, and we would love to answer those too.
And I love how you say, we'll do it the right way. And kind of to tie back to like the MLM network marketing, like, let's be honest, there are, people out there that, maybe you have had an experience that has not been so great. I personally know that I have, and it can be done in the wrong way. But truly our hopes is, that we share from our heart and we truly want to help people. And I think that that makes such a difference in how you come across when you are connecting with people and inviting people. So, okay, let's talk about earning. So this gets tricky because when you're really in the business and you start, it helps you understand how to earn more. So I'm gonna skim the surface for you and kind of just give you an idea. But first and foremost, I want to say that, first of all, Team Beachbody does not guarantee any income. It all has to do with your skills and effort. So basically, like Rachel said, like really what you're putting into this is what you are going to get out of it. I also know that this is not going to suck up all your time if you could do it the right way. And that's what we teach you what to do, the most important activities to do, so that you're not going to spend hours a day. If you can start out by spending an hour a day working on building this business, and it doesn't even have to be an hour at a time, it can be 2 30-minute chunks of time or 4 15-minute chunks of time. But if you're doing the right activities, you have the ability to earn an income. But I also want you to remember that your income is a direct reflection on the impact that you make on other people's lives. So, this is not get rich quick kind of thing. And you really, are making that impact, and that impact in return is going to help you earn an income. This is not just sell people some products and let them go on their way. We truly link arms with each other and are on this health and wellness journey together, which makes it so beautiful when we have the opportunity to do that. So the first way that you're going to earn money initially right away, every single coach can earn money this way, is through a commission. So if someone purchases a fitness program, our access to Beachbody On Demand, a total solution pack, which is access to Beachbody On Demand, nutrition products, nutrition programs, one of those bundles, you are getting a commission. And that commission can be anywhere between 25% and 30%. So initially, right off the bat, you can earn that income. And when you are actually signing up, if you have just about 3 people signing up to join and start a program with you, start taking care of themselves for you, Rachel will kind of talk about that, but you can earn the amount that you paid for your own products back right away. So initially, honestly, that was a big goal of mine. I wanted to use these nutrition products. I loved Shakeology. I wanted to make sure that my body was getting that nutrition daily. And like I said, my husband was drinking it too. If I could, help people and be able to earn money to pay for my own products at first, that was amazing. So that 25 to 30% commission is awesome. Then once you start, we have a preferred customer program where you can sign up as a preferred customer and you can get that 25% discount as well. And we have the coach route where you want to help other people on their health and wellness journey as you are on your own journey. So as you start having these preferred customers and these coaches that are joining with you, then you have the ability to earn team cycle bonuses. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So I'll just let you know, as you are building those people under you, Beachbody rewards you with a bonus each week. That bonus can range from $14 to $18, depending on your leadership level in the business. And again, we'll go over all of this once you are a coach, but you can earn these team cycle bonuses weekly. And that is from the accumulated volume and purchases that you are building with those coaches and preferred customers. And let me tell you that adds up. And honestly, now I'm in this business for 9 years. So initially, you earn that commission and you're earning an income that way. But as you continue to grow as a coach and grow your team, you're going to see the majority of your income is going to come from those team cycle bonuses because they add up so quickly. Again, as you continue to grow in your business and grow in your leadership role and continue to have coaches underneath you, and you are helping those coaches grow in their businesses, you have the ability to reach certain leadership ranks. And again, Beachbody rewards you. Beachbody rewards you with different bonuses at each level that you achieve, and you get these quarterly bonuses. These quarterly bonuses can range from anywhere from like 800 to 1,000 to thousands that come quarterly. So again, when you look at this business, it's what you put into it and what you want to do with it. And when I said that my eyes were open to the opportunity, I not only saw these leaders and these, the CEO and other members of corporate with Team Beachbody, I saw their heart and their mission. Beachbody's mission is to help people achieve healthy and fulfilling lives. And that truly shows when we are talking about, the total solution, the programs that come out, the nutrition programs, this is hard work. This isn't a quick fix. This is, we are going about taking care of our health in a healthy way. And we are helping people step into a healthy lifestyle. And, that is where this, the foundation of this business. So I saw that. And I also saw that the sky was the limit and there was so much potential with the work that I put into it and how much I decided to put into this business. So going into this business, I started as a hobby coach and I just had, the extra fun money. But as I continued the business, I realized, which I thought that I never intended to leave teaching. That's not why I joined as a coach, but I realized that was fully possible for me if that's what I wanted for our lives. So it's a great, the income potential is there. And, like I said, we'll teach you kind of more about how the ins and outs of that as you get started as a coach. But okay, so next steps, what do you do if you want to become a coach?
Okay, so let's talk about how you get started. Another incentive that I love is traveling. We get to travel and there's going to be leadership retreats, that we host as a team, but there's also Beachbody. If you are part of our reward system, you get to travel like out of the country. Normally it's somewhere tropical yearly. And that's been a blessing for me because especially growing this business with 2 babies, like through 2 postpartum journeys of pregnancy, like Mike and I would have never got to travel. We've been able to go on cruises and, we just earned a trip to Punta Cana in a couple months. And so it's cool that you get to be rewarded in that way and have those special experiences with your family too.
There's also the fun prizes that are thrown in too, like the monthly fun prizes,
free swag. I love free swag.
Yes. all that fun stuff. I mean, as an elementary school teacher, I didn't get that stuff. So
right.
it was nice.
Yes. I love all the swag. Okay. So let's talk about how you get started. So I think this is a blessing and a curse at the same time. When you get started, the only thing that you need to get started is your own health and fitness bundle. So literally you will get started with Beachbody On Demand, which like Michelle said, is like our Netflix of fitness. You have tons of different workout programs to choose from. You'll even get our brand new program, Job One, that just launched. You will get 30 days of either superfoods or Shakeology that I've been drinking every single day since I started. My kids drink it. My husband drinks it. My parents drink it. Or you can do pre and post workout. Totally up to you. With that, you get 30 days free of our online platform to the cycling and the live classes. And you'll get our portion control containers. You get access to 2 different nutritional programs. Like it's insane how much that library offers for you. But when you get started with that bundle, your coach fee to sign up is completely waived. So you could get started for as little as $160 right now. That's like our base package. And then you can bundle those and go up to 220 depending on what you wanted. Now, I will say this. I remember when I got started thinking like, okay, that's not, a ton of money. I could make that happen. Um, but it, just like I said, it is both a blessing and a curse. From the beginning, I tell my coaches, treat this like you just invested $10,000 into it, because the way that you treat your business is what you're going to get out of it. So yes, you are only paying $160 to get started on your journey, but that can pay you tenfold if you really put in the effort and allow it to transform your life, really. So, and also, like Michelle said, our goal your first month is for you to make your investment back. We don't want you to ever put a dime into this business that you're not getting back. And that's going to be by just being proof the product works and showing up for your own journey, transforming, yourself, and then sharing that journey on social media. And we'll teach you how to do that. So that's how you get started. You just get started with your own health and fitness bundle. If you're somebody who's already been a part of our client group, then you can talk to us and we could talk about a solution that would be best for you. And then when you get started, we don't just like throw you to the wolves and we're like, okay, have fun. Like, we're there with you. We are here to link arms with you. You are a part of our family. You're a part of our team. And we will give you the roadmap depending on what your specific goals are. And we will align the actions specifically to you. So we just want to thank you so much for being here. We're so grateful that you took the time to allow us to share our hearts with you. And we fully know, like we said, that there are no such things as coincidences. And if you're here, it's because somebody saw something really special in you. And I can't wait to welcome you onto our teams.